Hey there, Homestead friends. How's it going? It is Dana from Growing Dreams Homestead, and it is Sunday, April 28th. It has been a beautiful weekend with warm weather and lots of sunshine. A little windy, but that's okay. We got a lot of stuff done, and I thought today would be a fun day to show you around the homestead, show you what's going on and progress and, you know, all that good stuff. So if you want to check it out, stay tuned. So I thought we'd start today at the front, my front flower bed. I don't know that I've ever, I don't know that I've ever shown this on video before, but I've been developing this flower bed in front of the house since we moved in. We built our house. It was March 2020 when we moved in. So I'm trying to develop like a cottage style, like an English cottage style garden up here. So there are lots of beautiful plants, and some of them are already in bloom, which makes my heart really happy. So starting down on this end, my salvia is already starting to bloom. It is beautiful. We have lavender, and my daffodils are already done, gladiolas, and I do leave those in over winter and they come back every year. There's a rose, there's some echinacea, a lot of mix of the same things. My lilac that just finished blooming, more salvia, more lavender, little daisies. There's some milkweed that pops up in here and I let it stay because I love our butterflies. There is a butterfly bush in there. More salvia, more roses. You get the picture. It's just kind of a lot of lovely things all mixed together. I have another lilac here that's just getting ready to bloom. And I have a hydrangea in the corner. Lots of echinacea, daisies, yarrow, coreopsis, things like that. So hopefully this will put on a beautiful show this summer. So I'm over here in my shade garden, which is on the way to the garden and chickens and everything. Thought I'd stop here in the shade to chat. So yesterday it was a beautiful sunny windy day. We were able to get the chickens out on the grass. I have a little video of that, and I potted up the rest of my seedlings, and then I have my tomatoes and peppers out on the deck hardening off. They will probably go into the greenhouse for the rest of the time until it's time to plant. I know that last week was probably our last frost, but I'm gonna give it some time. I figure I'll wait till this weekend. I'll check the 10-day forecast, and if it's looking good, then we might start planting some of those tender annual plants in the garden. So yeah, great weekend. We did a lot of work in the orchard. I'm gonna show you that as well. So we are up on the deck, and there are my tomatoes. I ordered some bare root strawberries from My Gardener, and they came in looking wonderful, and they are just doing great. One of them already has a flower. Then I have some blueberries, and then over here more tomatoes and peppers. So everything looks really good. It's been out here enjoying this beautiful day. So up here on the deck, you really get a great bird's eye view of the homestead. So here to the east is the garden with the greenhouse behind it. And then we have the chickens with our enclosed chicken run. And then behind them, right back there in the pecan trees, is where our pig is, and we do have another pig coming here soon. And that whole stretch of trees through the middle of our property is 75 pecan trees. And then here in the shady part is my flower and herb garden. We'll go down and take a look at that. And then over here in the sun is our orchard, which I worked on a lot today, so I'll be bringing you down there as well. So we will start with the garden first, and here in my front raised bed is the garlic that's been in since last fall. It's doing fairly well. There are a few bare spots where one of the chickens got out and took a little dust bath in there. And then on this side in this raised bed are my strawberries, and they are all blooming and looking beautiful. Down the side of my garden is my pollinator strip, and it is full of things like lavender and yarrow and comfrey and irises. It was full of daffodils not too long ago, but It's really pretty. We'll take a walk down here and look at the comfrey, which is already almost waist high, and it has some little flower buds on it. It's getting ready to bloom, so check that out. It's pretty. All right, so the garden here in the back is a little bit of a hot mess. You can kind of tell where I stopped working recently, but we're gonna go in and take a look. All right, here we are in the garden. Hello, Mouse, and the kitty has come to join me. Our potatoes are starting to come up. They are looking good. There's a few onions and some calendula in this potato patch, and this patch has 7 rows, and the other one has 7 rows, and they're also starting to come up, and they are looking good. I did get my wood chips on these paths up here. Still need to go get more wood chips. Over here we have some cabbages and kale, and I did get some pest netting, so I'm going to be building some hoops to get that protected from those little moths. Hello, kitty cat. So all that is looking good. Okay, in this bed we have our onions, and they all look really good. You can also see down this way the lettuce that we interplanted is starting to sprout, and I did sow it really thickly. I like to do that. And then I have some spinach sprouts coming up as well. Hello, sweetheart. Over in this bed, my turnips are coming up, and then there are some rogue potatoes here and there, and then I'm starting to get a little bit of germination on the carrots, and some weeds. We got to pull them. There's another rogue potato from last year. So far so good. Still need to get lots of wood chips in here, as you can see. Still got some weeding to do, but overall I think the garden looks really good for being the end of April. I'm very excited for this garden season. We'll go take a look at the greenhouse. So here we are at the greenhouse. My dad brought down his wood chipper, so I have that stuck in here because we're going to be chipping some branches to put on the garden. In here we have rosemary looking beautiful. That cabbage that went to seed, I cut a lot of it and fed it to the animals. This cabbage still looks really good. Lettuce and broccoli. Look at those little guys. I'm gonna have to come and cut some of them. We have some that have flowered, and I'm just pulling the ones that have flowered and giving them to the chickens. There's some more broccoli. There's some more broccoli. Love broccoli, especially fresh. Okay, there's some onions mixed in here. Some kale that's looking really good, and cilantro and garlic. Some more cilantro and more cabbages. Then my snapdragons did come back, and they look really good. Hopefully we'll get some early flowers. And my sage, I keep saying I need to move it. It's about to flower, and it is so pretty. Like, it just takes up half the greenhouse. So I did clean off my potting table because I'm going to be moving all of my seedlings down here to continue to harden off and be ready for the garden. Then over here, the onions that I started from seed are still hanging out. I'm going to be interplanting them with the strawberries. They will help deter pests, so they're going to hang out here until I get my new strawberries in the ground. Okay, here's our lovely chickens. We are going to be moving their net soon. The place they were in all winter, which is behind this fence, is starting to grow back, so we will be moving them back over there. There's their covered run where they, you know, hang out, lay eggs for us. It's nice having a covered run. It stays pretty dry in there and keeps the wind off of them in the winter. So back here, talk about food forests. I have some random lettuce that has popped up back here. And there is our pig. There's Rosie Girl. She is a Duroc, and like I said, she will have a friend very soon. We'll be having a crossbred here probably next weekend, so I'll get to introduce you to her. Hi, sweetie. Hi, sweet pig. Hey, girl. She's a sweetheart. Okay, over here beside the pig pen is my herb and flower garden. And if you've watched any of my flower garden tours, you know that each year I till up 2 more arch-shaped beds that kind of circle around here. And then my inner arch I'm trying to develop with perennials. So they are starting to look really good. The other side looks better than this one. But here we have a peony, daisies, some lilies, sweet William. There's some yarrow in there, echinacea, lavender, a butterfly bush. All through here are snapdragons that are coming back. I never knew snapdragons would overwinter here, but they do. I really need to weed this so you can see better, but these guys right here, these are the snapdragons. There is also some bachelor buttons, some echinacea. We're just going to go around this hoop. Then it gets kind of thin through here. I'm going to have to till that up again. Then I have my lupins. I think their leaf shape is really cool. My hardy hibiscus are starting to emerge from their slumber. That's exciting. More daisies. Then I have kind of a blank space here where I'm going to till. There is one little tiny rose. And we have some yarrow, some more sweet William, more snap. I just added a hollyhock in there. There's some more bachelor buttons, and I planted all my dahlia tubers that were starting to wake up in the greenhouse. Then this side's way thicker, so there's lots of yarrow and lilies over here and daisies. And I really like how thick and full it is already. And then we end with another peony, which has a couple little buds on there, so that's exciting. Alright, so I have my trellis with my clematis, and this one is looking really good. It even has some buds on it. This one has been here. This will be its 4th summer, and it is not looking so hot. I don't know if I need to cut it all back and let it come back fresh. We'll see. In here, my herb beds, which are going to need weeded, but there is some mojito mint and oregano, sage. There are some strawberries in here. I planted some chamomile, so I'm hoping that will come up. There is bee balm in there, so that should be coming back soon. It takes a minute. Some blue hyssop. Then over in this bed, we have this huge thyme plant. That's probably about 3 feet wide. When I got it, it was like in a 4-inch pot. So it's amazing to me. There's some cilantro and dill planted in here. Some of it did reseed. Some more oregano. And my peppermint has jumped into this bed. And I know mint does that, but I'm gonna have to deal with that. So peppermint, and then my marshmallow, which I'm gonna build some sort of a teepee to try to keep it upright this year, because it gets really tall and then kind of splays out. So that is a look at the current state of the flower garden. I will be tilling in my rows for my zinnias, but overall for end of April, I think it is beautiful. So behind me is the orchard, and did a lot of work in here. Pulled all the fences off the young trees and got them all mowed. So we're just going to start here in the first row. So this row here was planted the year we bought our property, and that was 2016. So these are our oldest trees, and then they get younger as we move that way. So here beside me is an apple tree, and it has very sweet apples. I don't know the names of all the varieties, I can't remember, but it's an apple tree and there's lots of apples. We have our grapes, which are starting to wake up. So this first one's a little slower, but these are getting some nice leaves on them, and they've been doing well for the past couple years. On this side of me is our pear tree, and it is loaded with pears. So that is really exciting. Like everywhere I look, there's pears. That's awesome. Next to it is a peach tree, and there are lots of little fuzzy peaches on here. Let me see if I can find one. Oh, there's one. So they're so cute. Behind me we have some blueberries that are interplanted with mint and comfrey, and we are down to 3 blueberry bushes. We started with 5. I don't know why they do not do very well, which is why I have 4 more up on the deck. So next we have another small pear, and it is companion planted with comfrey and lavender, oregano, and mint. We have another peach. It is also companion planted with mint and also loaded with little peaches, which is so exciting. I cannot wait to eat all this fruit. We have another pear tree here to the left. To the right we have an apple tree, and this girl, oh my goodness, she is loaded with apples. This is so exciting. We have this other little stick of a pear, and she got really hard hit when the cicadas came in 2021, and I didn't even know if it would make it, but she's got leaves, so we're gonna let her hang out. Another apple tree. This one does not have as many apples as the last one I showed you, but it does have apples on there. Another apple tree, another pear. Okay, down here, this itty bitty little tree, that is a plum I'm growing from seed. My mom brought the seeds back from Wyoming, and I have another tree in the next row I will show you that I grew from seed from the same tree. So down this way, everywhere there is a blue flag is a pawpaw that we got from our friends, and it's got little green leaves, guys. So hopefully it's going to take, there are 8 of them. There's lots of baby trees down through here. I don't know that we'll look at all of them. This is a plum cot, 2nd year for us here. Does not look like it has fruit. Another plum cot. This is the plum that I grew from seed. It's taller than me now, and this will be its 3rd summer. So I'm looking forward to maybe next summer it might have some fruit. That would be wonderful. We have another plum cot here, and it flowered like crazy, but I do not see any fruit on it, so I can't wait to try those for the first time. We have an apple tree, and it's got lots of little apples. We should be loaded with fruit, y'all, and I am here for it. All right, we have another apple tree here, and it is also companion planted. My goal is to companion plant all of our orchard trees. This one has yarrow, sage, mint, and comfrey. Then we have our younger grapes. These I got for $1, guys, at Walmart, and there's 5 of them, and they all look to be doing fairly well. They're still young. It's gonna take a while. That's okay. All right, next row. I just love this. All the rest, well, not all the rest. So most of these are apples through here, and these are ones that we got on clearance for $7 at the Walmart. Most of them we did. This one's got lots of little apples on it. Next, again, we have a little baby plum that I'm growing from seed, and I transplanted out here hard to see, sorry. It's itty bitty still. It's gonna take a while. All right. So I pulled all these cages off and mowed today, and then some of them were leaning. So I moved their T-posts and tied them with paracord. I figure that's probably fairly gentle, and hopefully we can get them so they're not leaning. This is another apple. Looking good. Another apple here. And this one's got little apples on it. There's another apple there. Also looking lovely. This one was leaning real bad, so I got it tied up. And it also has apples on it. I know one of these is a Wolf River, one is a Pink Lady. This apple tree is twisted. It's two types of apples together. It's a Golden Delicious and a Red Delicious, and we just added that last year. But it has fruit on it already, so that is exciting. Look right there, little apples. All right, so here in front of me, this red flag, that is a plum. That is a plum. That's a pawpaw. Plum, plum, pawpaw, pawpaw, pawpaw. Then there are some hazelnuts down that way. So lots of exciting things in the orchard. If you have any little bit of land, no matter how small, I recommend you plant fruit trees, and plant them now, because it takes years, but eventually you're gonna have buckets and buckets of fruit from your own home orchard, and that to me is amazing. I am so excited for this season. I hope you'll follow along with me. Got lots of great things coming up, lots to do, and thanks for hanging out with me. I will see you soon. Bye.